And we have the Flameskull, a tiny undead. 13 AC, is a tiny flaming floating skull head, has 94 hit dice with a constitution of 14, and should be a CR4. And moving down into the skills area, now that our base information for the Flameskull is out of the way, we have skills, doesn't matter, and we have damage resistances to lightning, necrotic, and piercing, and damage immunities to cold, fire, and poison. Well, because it's a CR4, we're going to use immunities anyways, but at this level, even resistances would give it 2 times the hit points, so it doesn't really matter at this point. And that's it for the skills area. Condition immunities, as I always say, doesn't matter. So we have the illumination. The Flameskull sheds either dim light or bright light, and doesn't matter. There's no effect from the illumination. But we do have magic resistance, which is great. So magic resistance will give Flameskull an effective +2 AC bonus. And it also has rejuvenation. If the Flameskull is destroyed, it regains all its hit points in 1 hour, unless holy water or is sprinkled on its remains, or a dispel magic or remove curse spell is cast on them. So rejuvenation, just like the Lich's rejuvenation, has no effect whatsoever on the Flameskull. But we do have spellcasting. And we have Mage Hand, which technically does nothing but could do 4 effective damage per round, technically. Magic Missile and Shield. Okay, so we have Shield. Definitely going to be adding that in for an effective +5 bonus. And then we also have Blur, Flaming Sphere, and Fireball. Okay, lots of damage from the Fireball. So we have 56 points of damage we will add in for our Flameskull's workspace here. And we will add that into spot number 2 because Fireball is definitely going to be used. And I'll just say Fireball here. And then we also have Flaming Sphere. Level 2, at least 2 times for a damage per round of 14. DPR, yes, there we go. So we have 14 from that, which isn't a whole lot, but it's a concentration spell. Before we go any further, the monster traits are done. Spellcasting has been more or less figured out. Excuse me, the actions section with the multi-attack of 2 fire rays. Like I said, it has a +5 to hit, and the damage from the fire ray will be dealing 10.5 points of damage. So our multi-attack will end up being 2 of these at 21 points of damage for the multi-attack on average. So Flaming Sphere can be moved around, dealing damage, so that's going to be... So round number 1, again, we'll be setting up the Flaming Sphere, and then we can move that as a bonus action every round, getting extra damage. After that, we would then do round 2, a Fireball, and move the Flaming Sphere around again. And then round 3, we would have to go into the multi-attack because our Fireball is gone, but we can still do the Flaming Sphere as well. So we have 35 points of damage for that, and we have on average full attack of 39 points of damage, which once we look at everything here, the Flameskull technically is underrated at a CR5. Now, what if we don't use Flameskull? Or excuse me, what if we don't use the Flaming Sphere at all? Let's clear out everything here, and instead we'll do Fireball first, and then we'll just do 2 multi-attacks afterwards. Alright, we have that there. So just to recap, if we use the Flaming Sphere on the first round of combat and have that moving around, and then do the Fireball and then the multi-attack, the Flameskull should be a CR5 and an underrated undead. But in order to fix that, with a quick fix, we just don't use Flaming Sphere, and everything else works out just fine.